Together with Bituin Escalante and Jed Madela, he will be performing at Bravo Manila at the Theater at Soler on August 23, 2025. Liha Estrella and Carmel Collado will also be joining us as special guests. Together with Bituin Escalante and Jed Madela, he will be performing at Bravo Manila at the Theater at Soler on August 23, 2025. Liha Estrella and Carmel Collado will also be joining us as special guests. Sofronio Vasquez, winner of The Voice US Season 26, talks about the most amazing live concert performance he's ever witnessed in an exclusive interview with One Music PH. On Bravo Manila, airing August 23 at the Theater at Soler, he will compete with Bituin Escalante and Jed Madela to create legendary performances. Liha Estrella and Carmel Collado will be joining us as special guests. Renowned music aficionado and industry expert Sofronio Vasquez spoke candidly about the profound influence live performances have had on his life in an enthralling conversation with One Music PH. From managing singers to reviewing concerts and analyzing live events, Vasquez has been involved in numerous aspects of the music industry throughout his career. However, one inquiry stuck out: which live performance does he consider to be the most iconic? Vasquez has been in the business for a long time, and he has seen many famous performers perform. These experiences have left him with wonderful recollections of being awestruck. Still, he gave a surprised and reflective reaction when asked to name the most memorable performance. Not only was the music great, but the vibe, the intensity, and the bond between the performer and the crowd were all highlights of the performance he picked. Live music's influence. Before discussing the details of his most famous live performance, Vasquez pondered the enchantment of performing live. There's an electric energy that comes from being part of the crowd, experiencing the music, the energy of the artist, and the shared experience of everyone there. No amount of listening on a computer, phone, or other portable device can truly capture the experience, he said. Vasquez has always had a soft spot for live concerts. He says that's because they bring people of all walks of life together in a singular, transcendent experience. I've seen a lot of performances: rock, jazz, pop, classical, but there's always something extraordinary about the rawness of live music, said he. It's one thing to hear a song on a record or streaming platform, but when you're there in the audience witnessing it live, there's an electric feeling that you just can't get anywhere else. The outstanding showcase act. When thinking about Vasquez's career, which performance do you think he will always remember? Following a short pause, he grinned and recalled an incident that occurred a number of years ago. It was a concert by the legendary rock band Queen, according to him. This happened on the last leg of their tour with Freddie Mercury. The performance was more than I had anticipated. It was moving, intense, and completely transcending. Several live recordings and documentaries have immortalized Queen's 1986 performance at Wembley Stadium, the concert Vasquez refers to. Freddie Mercury's unparalleled charm and vocal skills allowed the band to dominate the stage, creating an unforgettable experience for anyone fortunate enough to witness it. The moment Freddie stepped onto the platform, the audience went absolutely wild. As far as Vasquez could tell, the atmosphere seemed to be electrically charged. It seemed as though Freddie was addressing personally to every single individual in the stadium because of the sincere and impactful connection he had with the crowd. He had an irresistible charisma on stage. Everyone there felt like they were a part of something bigger than the concert itself thanks to him. It wasn't simply Freddie's voice, though that may be enough to hold Vasquez's attention. It was the whole show. Everything about the performance, the lighting, the dance, the band's chemistry, and the audience's reaction came together to create an ethereal atmosphere. The live performance by Queen was an emotional symphony. Thanks to this musical prodigy and his band, the crowd was in awe. I was dumbstruck and utterly unable to express my feelings after going through it. Freddie Mercury's contribution. Vasquez, in his analysis of the show, highlighted the incalculable contribution that Freddie Mercury had to the legendary status of Queen's live performances. Freddie was an artist first and foremost, not merely a singer. He had an unmatched charisma and the capacity to engage the crowd. Not only could he sing, but he could also tell stories, evoke emotions, and inspire faith in the power of music. Beyond his stage presence, Vasquez remarked, Freddie Mercury possessed an irresistible allure. Freddie could strike a chord with listeners on a very individual level that went well beyond the realm of music. Freddie had a way of bringing people together, regardless of their background or language, so that you felt like you belonged in his world. Freddie possessed it to an abundance. It is an uncommon trait in performers generally. Energized viewers. For Vasquez, the electric energy of the crowd was a major component of what made Queen's 1986 concert legendary. It was an incredible atmosphere in the stadium. People were completely engrossed in the music, singing and waving their hands at every beat. It was more than just going to see a show, it was about contributing to a greater whole. There wasn't a single spectator in that stadium. Everyone was actively involved. Vasquez continued by saying that artists should strive to make their audiences feel connected to their work. The music is only one part of a legendary performance. The goal should be to make everyone feel welcome and appreciated. You could tell Freddie Mercury wasn't merely playing for the audience, he was a part of it when he gazed out into that enormous crowd. The performance was very unforgettable because of the profound and genuine connection between the two. Living on through Queen's concerts, Vasquez reflected on the enduring legacy of Queen's live performances and stated that the band's influence can be felt even in the modern day. Live performances were reimagined by Queen. Music, stage presence, and engagement with the audience were all elevated to new heights during their performances. Live performances by Queen continue to be an example of how to enthrall an audience long after Freddie has passed away. A new generation of musicians and music lovers finds inspiration in Queen's heritage. Many consider the band's live performances to be the pinnacle of rock concert excellence, and their music has stood the test of time. Many still consider Queen's Wembley performance to be among the all-time greats when discussing concerts. When it comes to making an effect on an audience, Freddie's stage presence is still unmatched. Live music's vital role in the modern era. When the topic turned to live music today, Vasquez voiced his worries about the future of the business. While it's true that streaming and internet material are kings in the modern day in terms of accessibility, nothing beats seeing a live performance of music. With everything being so easily accessible, it's easy to lose sight of the impact of live performances. Vasquez emphasized the importance of live music and urged both musicians and audiences to enjoy it. Even if the entertainment business is dealing with problems like the global pandemic, it is critical that people continue to attend live events. Live music has an enchantment that cannot be captured by technology, and artists must be able to establish a connection with their fans. That is why it is imperative that we advocate for and participate in live performances. Listening to music is only half the battle. The other half is the intensity, the bond, and the once-in-a-lifetime adventure.